you see before you are two speakers, sort of obvious, and they're both paired together. These are called the Sound Flare Plus by Soundcore. Now, for you guys who have never seen these speakers before, let me explain how they work with the demonstration and how to set them up and what all they can do. So as you can see right here, I've currently got Sims music playing through both of them. Now, the key things that people will notice automatically is, well, the lights. These are great speakers for outdoor parties. They're great for if you just want to have one in here and one in the bathroom, or maybe you want one downstairs, you want one in the shower. Hey, and guess what? These are waterproof. That's what it said it is. So I haven't confirmed nor denied it, because this is actually a very expensive speaker, and I am honestly afraid whether or not if I could damage them by doing that. So we're gonna hold off on doing that at the moment. So instead, I'm gonna show you everything you need to know about said devices. So first of all, what you obviously notice is that they're both playing the same music, and you're probably thinking, okay, that's either in the settings of your phone, or the next best thing, it's got its own app. Cool, right? I'll go ahead and demonstrate this. You know, I'll record this off my phone and put it on into editing. I'll do that in just a minute. No, these are not individually synced to this as you would do through media, which would be right here. But it's not. It's got its own thing. It is called specifically Soundcore. This way you can actually pair over 100 of these things together, and they're actually expensive. Now, usually I'm a person who goes for the cheap. I go for, what are you specifically looking for? Are you looking for something that's awesome? Are you looking for something that's, I don't know, what are you looking for? Usually when it comes to MP3s, when it comes to Bluetooth, I'm the guy that goes, what do we want to do with these? How much are we willing to spend on a pair of Bluetooth speakers? And yes, they also have a decent amount of bass, and they're actually relatively loud. Listen. So what I'm gonna do here now, I'm gonna set them up in my room, and then I'm gonna do it again. As you can see, that one is sitting there over next to my switch. As you see over here, it's sitting next to my door, which sits next to Evie, sits next to that camera and that vent. Now, it's not currently set up all the way to where it's gonna be loud as hell. Let's go ahead and check that out. All right, so let's turn it up all the way. Alright, let's go ahead and cut to the app, and I'll show you exactly what you can do with the app itself. Now, if you don't know where the app is, what you're going to do is you're going to go into the Play Store, and you're going to type in the search bar, Soundcore. It's going to bring you to this. Soundcore is its own app. Download it. It's by Anker. You're going to go ahead, install it, and open it. Once you do, you're going to have several different options. So, I'll go ahead and shut off the speakers so you can see what it'll do. Now that the speakers are currently off, we're going to return them back on. When they come up, you'll scroll to wherever it's at, and you'll make sure that it's connected. Once it is, one of them needs to be a sub, and one of them needs to be a DOM, I mean master. Once you have that set up, you'll be able to play with the settings and edit different kinds of things. In other words, you'll be able to edit the name. It'll probably more than that likely ask you for an update on the firmware. Once you do, you can go over here to the party mode, and I will demonstrate what all these do on camera as well. So you're going to now see both sides of this. I'm going to be using my phone to show you the app side by side with how this will work if you want to play with the settings. So like if you want to see what the party settings and everything look like. So what we're going to do, let's say for instance we want to use the glow setting, the M sync setting, the music sync setting, the fusion setting, the pulse setting. Now remember, each one of these is a little bit different than the last. which means if you use each one of these, you're going to need to make sure that, well, for one, if you're going to keep them in your car, don't use this setting, and this is why. As you notice, it does that. So hang on a minute, let's turn off the lights. Hey Google, off. Hey Google, turn off pluggy. Alright, so as you can see, you get different settings, which makes this fantastic for parties, for if you want to hang out with friends and you don't want a lot of lights, but you do want music, and this will be great in the background. The fusion and the glow will probably be your favorites. Alrighty then, never heard that before. Energy is pretty nice. Spring, I think, looks great because it's just got nice warm colors. Bedtime will help you go to sleep. Obviously, that's what this is meant for. You can go to chill. Chill and bedtime are basically relatively the same. And I would stick to energy and I like to put it on energy and keep it on glow because I like the colors in it. Party's nice, but I feel like these are a lot better on my eyes personally. So let's go ahead and talk about the next fun features that these things actually can also do. So as you notice, these are two giant speakers. They're waterproof, and we have a couple features on the top and the bottom and on the side, which is great. It helps all around. You've got your bass, you've got this button, which will turn on and off the light, and all the buttons work both ways. This is already turned up max on my, well, these are maxed out, but on my phone it's not so. So obviously I can control the volume from either side. They're not media synced, obviously. Here's the next best part that I personally like more than anything. On the back of this, as you can see, you've got a couple buttons here. And you've got two doors, one on each of these. As you notice, here, let's do something I haven't got a chance to do before. As you see, we got a couple different things. We've got the Bluetooth setting, the power button, and then we've got these doors. We're gonna get to the doors last because you're gonna like the doors. So, on each of these, we only need one of these. So let's use the black because this is the main. So actually what you can do, you hold down this button and it'll put it in the pairing mode, obviously, but if you hold it down again, it'll make it a sub to whatever else. That's how you daisy chain them. However, inside of the app, actually I didn't get a chance to show this, but I'll show it off to the side here in a second, and I'll show you how to daisy chain them if you want. All it does is you turn it on, you hold this down, and then you go into the app, and it says it starts searching for any that are out there, and then they start connecting one at a time. I think there's technically a screw right here at the bottom because the way that like if I just hold this off, there'd probably be a screw right there. It feels like one. It's dead center. Now, as I said, the last thing you're gonna like. Now, for those of you who, oh, actually, perfect tool for this is actually this thing. Both of these have them. If you get these, that is, they have three little sections right here, which is you've got an auxiliary port, you've got the charge where you charge it at, and guess what this is? That's right, you can actually use that USB on this device. You can charge other things, which means, guess what you can also do? Watch this. And guess what? they're technically charging each other, actually, but that's not what you want to do in this situation. You don't want them to charge each other. That's a bad idea. That's just sharing power back and forth, which if you turn them both on at the same time, then you don't need to worry about that. The only reason you would ever, want to put these together is so you don't lose them. What you're actually going to be doing in this situation instead is you're going to unplug one of them, and one of them is going to be the main power source. And what we're going to do in this situation is, let's say, for instance, we wanted them to stay on automatically, and yes, guess what? This will charge both of them at the same time. So you see, that's being charged off of this one because these are also battery packs. So if I take this and I plug this into, say, my computer, is this a long enough cord actually? I actually don't know. I was going to try to do it so you can see it on camera, but... And bam! It's now charging both of them. Shit, yeah, you can't see that on camera, but yeah, they're charging both of them regardless. And it works pretty conveniently too. I know I'm not sitting at my table, but... Now, definitely what I can say about these speakers and the cord, something I have a great appreciation for, is the quality of this cord. I really like this cord. I think that it's fantastic, and the reason I like it is because it's a rubbery cord. They don't make cords like this anymore. Not many companies, unless they're shilling out the extra money, they just like to make their old crap-tastic plasticky cords. But these feel like quality, these feel like niceness, and that's what I like out of these. When I saw this on Linus Tech Tips, I said to myself, I want to buy a set and I want to try this out. I'm not going to go full-blown ridiculous on this, and I'm not going to be like, yeah, I'm going to go nuts and buy 100 of them. But then again, Anker sent 100 to him, so it was like, we'll just let that happen. Oh yeah, and the last small thing that I really like about these is that they came with these on them. They came with little Velcro tab thingies on them, which is great because that way you can never really lose them. The other thing I would do with the only thing I would really do with this is just find a way to, actually you could just do this. If you never want to lose it and you always want to have a cord on you, you could always just do that. You could find a way to do it. All else fails, you could probably just get like you could get a safety pin or something. Safety pin these things on here or something. You could do it that way too. Just have it sit here anytime. So, that is what you can do with these. Now, I have another video I'm going to splice in at the end of this video that you can see real quick what I did. I also put these in my car. So, currently, my car stereo is just out. It's a piece of crap. Don't even try to compare. My stereo is junk. So that's why, that was the other reason why I bought these, because you could daisy chain them. They got the big ones and the small ones. These are $80. Except for this one. This was discontinued, so I got it for $60. So either way, I got a really nice discount on it from Microsoft. Now you can get the smaller ones. From what I understand, you can also daisy chain the smaller ones. What I'm thinking is I'm gonna get 2 more of these at some point, maybe this week, maybe next week, I don't know. I'm gonna get 2 small ones. They're gonna look pretty much like this, and we're gonna have them all in my car. They're gonna be daisy chained through the USB cable, so they all stay on, and they're all gonna be powered through one USB, and they're all gonna keep power one way or another. So, let's go ahead and splice in the last bit of the video that I said I was gonna do. And after that, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you liked this video, thank you for watching. And if there's any new technology out there you want me personally to look at, give you tips, give you advice on, that's perfectly fine. Last thing, I just remembered one more thing. This says it has a 20-hour battery life. I don't think that's true. I think at best it might have 8 to 10 hours. The reason it says that, I think, is because these lights. I think when you turn off the lights in the app, I think that's when they actually really can, use the 10-hour battery life. So if you charge them fully, it's probably going to take you at least 2 to 3 hours to fully charge, and then you're going to have a 20-hour battery life. So remember, the only way that these will work, I don't actually know if they have a microphone on them, but they do say they are 360 surround sound, but it's actually not fully true. I forgot one more thing. There's no speaker along this side. Let's see. Same thing. It's like right over here somewhere. These say they're 360, but let's be real, it's more like 340. It's almost all the way around. It's just missing 1 or 2 spots. So, as I said again, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you're new to my channel, check out my other content. Tell me what you think, and we'll go from there. Later. Hello boys and girls, today I'm going to show you something I thought was really cool. Now in my car right here, in my piece of shit, you can see some lights going off. Now I'm going to flip the camera obviously in a second, but I'm doing this with my actual camera with my lapel microphone because my phone needs to be in this video. Yeah, Facebook, thank you. So, as you can see, I currently have music playing. Now that's sort of obviously you can hear it. So my stereo doesn't work. That piece of shit right there. So instead what I've done, let's look at it from the back first. Can't tell me that don't look cool. Now let's open the back. Now what you're seeing here obviously is the Soundflare Plus, and they're really cool. They're made by Anker. They're about, you can get them for about $60 on Amazon, and I've got a blue and a black one, but I got one for 80 and one for 60, which is really weird. But that's because the blue is apparently discontinued from what they said. You can daisy chain about 100 of these things together, and I've got them in my back car because, like I said, my stereo sucks and so do my speakers. So instead, these things do the best trick in the world. It's a good alternate method, at least. That's really what this video is about, real quick.